Good morning, beginner RVers. This is Rusty78609. I've been RV full-timing for about 28 years. I currently have a Class C motorhome, a Thor 4 Winds 22E. I like my Class C. I have had travel trailers, bumper pulls. I've had, what else? Fifth wheel, I had one. And I camped in a Toyota Prius. I've camped in a pickup, so I've done a lot of different things. full time. And but anyway, the reason I'm doing this morning is it's 43 degrees. The wind is blowing out of the north at about 10 miles an hour or so. It's mist and rain, as you can see. And we're at Amistad National Recreation Area near Del Rio, Texas, and we're going to go through a boondocking site so you can see kind of what you're getting into. Boondocking means you have no hookups, means you are dry camping. You know, you have to be self-supporting, have your own energy, so forth and so on. So here we go. As to what type of RV to get, I'm not making any suggestions about that whatsoever. It depends on you and your budget. First thing you need to do is to have a budget. A budget for what? A budget for the amount you want to spend on an RV that you're planning on living in and traveling full time. And a budget for expenses while you are on the road. How much will it cost you to live on the road in an RV? Depends entirely on you. If you spend a lot of time boondocking or dry camping, then you can get by really cheap. How cheap is cheap? Well, your only real expense will be your normal living expenses and gasoline, because boondocking, if you go to Bureau of Land Management campgrounds, is free. Here, it's $3 a night if you have the senior federal pass, which you should get if you're over age 62. And if you don't have it, it's going to be twice that much, okay? So here we go. How much should you spend on an RV? Depends on you. What type of RV? You got vans, Class A's, Class B's, Class C's, Class B plus, all kinds of choices, and on we go. So we're going to go here. This is a boondocking site, as I mentioned earlier in the video, and we're going to check it out. The reason I'm doing this today is if you're an RVer, you're going to run into days like this, so you might as well plan on it, right? Right. If you're using solar as your main source of power and you're boondocking, you get about 3 or 4 days of this, and you haven't got any. Your batteries are dead, okay? Because you need good sun, at least 6 hours a day, to maintain solar, for sure. But here we go to a boondocking site, dry camping site. You'll soon see what you'll be into, and another thing about boondocking sites, sometimes the roads to the campground is hail, okay? They can be pretty rough. Bureau of Land Management sites can be a little rough, the roads, and the same way in the national forests, etc. So be aware of that. Beginning RVing, selecting your RV within your budget, and then getting out there and checking it out. What type of RV suits you? Who knows, man? Everybody's different, as you'll see if there's anybody here at this campground. You'll soon see. They'll be well. You know the drill. There's all kinds of RVs. If you've been thinking about full-time RVing, then it's very confusing, and the price range is from low to high and everywhere in between. This is the first campsite on the right here. Would I recommend this campsite? This is something you need to be aware of. This is a caliche or gravel road, okay? And right now there's a little misty rain, so there's no dust. However, in the summer when it's dry here, this road, if somebody comes down it even at 10 miles an hour, which I'm going right now, will put up a lot of dust. Well, they put up some. So if you're out there at your picnic table eating a hamburger, get ready to eat a little dirt, okay? So be aware of which way the wind's blowing if you are parking near a dirt road, all right? Because you don't want to be eating dirt all day long, because sometimes people don't care, you know, and then you get the guys on these off-road vehicles, hell, they'll just zoom by. They don't care about you, you know, hell, they're racers, you know. So here we go to some more of the campground. Off to the right, there's some tent sites. No, that's wrong. That's the group site. Sorry. But yeah, you're looking at a boondocking campground, firsthand, wintertime camping. Most of these people here, most of them will have generators, or several of them. The ones in the motorhomes will, for sure. The ones on the in the others may not. All right, so we'll go up here. There's some campsites on the right there. There's a, looks like a big fifth wheel there, triple axle or whatever it is, huge. Yep, there's all kind of ways to camp, guys. But yeah, this place looks like it might be a little crowded. No, it's not. There's a guy in the class. Let me kind of turn around here and I'll let you see what we got. There's a guy in a van over here, okay? See that van over there? That's a good spot where he's at too. That's usually where I try to get. And then we come around here, this guy with a triple axle, I guess, or a double axle. And then you've got a guy pulling a travel trailer down there, and then you've got a guy in a class. Well, that's actually what you would call a B plus motorhome. And I noticed on that one right there that it has the Starlink satellite dish. If you get the Starlink satellite dish, I tried it. It's expensive. It's about $135 a month to use it RVing, and because you're moving from one location to another. So I would, if you need good internet access, you're working on the road as a beginner, you're out here living. See, there's one on the ground right there, another Starlink. So all these guys are boondockers, and it looks like everybody here has Starlink, because there's 3 here, and there's another guy over here. I see his Starlink on the ground. Yeah, apparently it works damn well for people that are working on the road and are just want good internet while they're out on the road. But back to beginning camping. Beginning camping is 2 steps basically. First step is acquire an RV. Second step is get going camping. Now, is it cheaper? Yeah, in some ways. It's cheaper than living in an apartment or a sticks and bricks home. How much? Depends on you. It depends on how you were living and how you're gonna live. So, this guy's been here a long time. Now, that's something else you can do here. He's got solar, I see it, but he's not getting anything now. But what you can do at these big national recreation areas like this is they have several campgrounds. So you can stay 2 weeks at one campground, and then 2 weeks at another campground, and 2 weeks at another campground, and on and on and on. And, you can spend quite a bit of time here. Here's a high box van, and he's got solar all over the roof apparently. And I can't tell which state he's from. It doesn't matter. Yeah, these high box vans are very popular. I thought about getting one for me. And yeah, the only downside for me is, of course, you can stand up in them, which is good. But the downside of them is you get a lot of moisture on the inside. All right. A lot of condensation. Why? Because it's a very small spot, and that's the way that is. And particularly when you're boondocking, if you're using any kind of a gas like propane for heating, that puts out a lot of moisture, and you need to know that as a beginner, because that moisture can lead to some issues that you don't want. All right, and another thing that you have the advantage of as a beginning RVer now, YouTube. Good gosh, if there's any question you have about campgrounds or RV types, or how to repair something or whatever, if you can't find it on YouTube, it does not exist. I will almost tell you that. I will tell you that almost. I just threw almost in for flavor. But yeah, all I can say is good luck to you. and I'm trying to think of some things that I wished I'd have known. Well, when I started camping so many, 25 plus years ago, I bought an old RV. It was junk. The floors were rotted out. I didn't know what to do. Shit, I just bought the first one I saw that was in my price range, and away I went. And I spent the rest of my time with that RV rebuilding it. Okay, so that was the way that went. So anyway, as we move along here, what else can I tell you about RVing that you might be interested in hearing? It's an enjoyable way of life most of the time. It's just like anything else. Wherever you are, you're there. You still have your health issues if you have any. You still have your mental baggage if you have any. You know what I mean? It's not going to change you much. It may give you less stress. It can, because you go boondocking, and being out in nature can be very peaceful for some people. For some people, it can be very threatening because there's wildlife out there. But I got to tell you this: in all my 25 years, I've never been bothered by an animal, other than the human animal. All right, the human is the predator. You don't need to worry about the other predators. You need to be aware of them. You need to be, cautious. Don't walk around with a raw pork chop hanging around your neck. That's not a good plan. Or if you're a beef eater, whenever you have a campfire and you cook outside, just remember that you're inviting every other beef eater in the whole area. All right, and they may want, after they get through eating what you prepared, they may want to have a bite of you. So yeah, and throwing your scraps out on the ground is not genius. And if you're in an area where there's bear and you have meat products and other things in your ice chest, that doesn't mean poo-poo. They can smell that crap. I mean, you could put it in a vault underground and they can smell it. I mean, that's how they survive. So yeah, don't think you're going to hide it from them. And but be that as it may, beginning RVing, go slow. Get you an RV, check it out. Drive somewhere, park for a day, go boondocking. Come, find your place in your area and go boondocking and see what you think, or go to an RV park. That's my last choice now after doing this for years. RV parks are nice, they're handy. They got full hookups. Do I need full hookups? Not really. If I've got water and electric, I'm fine. Of course, I've gotten older now, and boondocking is not that easy. You have to be, you kind of have to do a little work there, to keep, your batteries charged and stuff, and put your solar, well, I have portable solar. Some people have fixed solar, and yeah, so, but anyway, guys, I just wanted to give you a heads up, you beginner RVers, that yeah, it's a hell of a deal. And if you stay within your budget and you don't try to go too far every day, well, we're going to go 500 miles every day and go back and forth across the United States 10 times in a year. If that's what you want to do, you do it. My recommendation is go, 200 or 300 miles most a day. Why? Well, that's not a bad drive. And then, just move every 2 weeks or whatever, move twice a month. That's not a bad deal. That cuts down on your gas bill. And believe me, gasoline prices right now in Texas are around $3 a gallon, $3.10. This is January the 30th, actually, 2023. So yeah, just bear in mind that your biggest cost, for those of you that are pulling an RV or driving an RV, it doesn't matter, is going to be fuel most of the time. Most of the time. The rest of the time, it's cheap. Not many campgrounds are expensive. So, but having said that, guys, from here at Amistad National Recreation Area on a lovely day, all right, it's 42 degrees, wind out of the north, misty, just what you dream about camping, right? Well, those days happen. In the inside of your RV, the condensation will form. Now, if you have electric hookup, you can run a dehumidifier, and that'll keep that out. All right, because I do have a dehumidifier in my Class C motorhome, and if I see condensation forming on the inside of the windows, on it comes. Does it work? Yep, it damn sure does. But anyway, guys, again, enjoy your day. Thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Buy anything you want. Use the Amazon link. Keep your health. Exercise. Stand guard at the door of your mind. Drink plenty of water and enjoy your life. And if you're going to go RVing, man, you got all the information you need times 10 now. But Don't fall for these glamorous RVing videos on YouTube that tell you how wonderful it is, sunrise, sunset. It is that way sometimes, but it's just living. You still have all the same issues you've got now, maybe a few less, but not many, about the same. Okay. But anyway, guys, enjoy your life. Adios. Bye bye.